There's a woman in Paris who has over 600,000 people watching her get dressed every day, and the funny thing is, she's barely wearing anything that would make you look twice on the street. No logos, no statement bags, no bold jewelry screaming for attention. And yet, when you look at her, you can't stop looking. That's what Linda Wright does with accessories. She doesn't pile them on, she places them, almost like punctuation in a sentence. And the result is this quiet elegance that most women spend decades trying to figure out. Today, I'm going to break down the specific accessory tricks Linda uses, the ones that feel almost like a secret language among women who understand Parisian style. And honestly, the last one on this list is the one that completely changed how I think about getting dressed after 50, because it has nothing to do with what you put on and everything to do with what you deliberately leave off. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Parker Holloway, and today we are talking about one of my absolute favorite style icons, Linda Wright, and the brilliant way she approaches accessories. This isn't about buying more, it's about using what you have with so much more intention. So let's get into it. Number 1, the scarf as a signature, not a decoration. So if you've ever seen Linda Wright on any given day, there's a very good chance she has a scarf involved in her outfit somewhere. And what's so interesting about this is that she doesn't treat scarves the way most of us do. Most of us grab a scarf as an afterthought, right? We throw it on because it's cold or because we feel like the outfit needs something, and it ends up looking exactly like what it is, an addition. Linda treats the scarf like the foundation of the whole look. She'll take a beautiful silk scarf or one of her cashmere pieces from her own boutique, Crimson Cashmere in Paris, and she'll tie it in a way that gives the outfit its entire personality. Sometimes it's loosely knotted at the neck over a simple white shirt. Sometimes it's wrapped voluminously so it almost reads like a separate garment. The trick is that she matches the weight and volume of the scarf to the outfit, rather than just draping it on top. A lighter silk scarf with a structured blazer, a heavier cashmere wrap with a simple tee and jeans. The scarf isn't competing with the outfit, it's completing it. And what I love about this is you don't need to spend a fortune to do it. You probably already have scarves sitting in a drawer right now that could completely transform a simple outfit if you just gave them a more intentional role. And by the way, wait until you hear number 5 because it connects directly to this idea of making one piece do all the heavy lifting. Number 2, choosing one metallic tone and staying loyal to it. This is something I think a lot of women overlook, and once you notice it in Linda's approach, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Linda tends to stick with one metal, usually gold, and she lets that single tone run through everything. Her watch, her earrings, the hardware on her bag if she's carrying one, even the buckle on her shoes. She doesn't mix silver and gold and rose gold in the same outfit. And here's why that matters so much, especially as we get older. When your metals are unified, they create this incredibly cohesive visual line that makes even the simplest outfit look considered and pulled together. It's like the difference between a room where all the fixtures match and a room where they don't. You might not be able to name what's different, but you feel it. Most of us accumulate jewelry over years, and we end up wearing a silver bracelet from one decade and gold earrings from another, and a rose gold watch we got last year. And individually, they're all beautiful, but together, they create visual noise. Linda eliminates that noise entirely. And honestly, you don't have to get rid of anything. Just try dressing in one metallic family per outfit and see how much more polished you feel. I think you'll be surprised. Number 3, the power of the unexpected shoe. Now, Linda is known for her jeans and cashmere look. It's very much her daily uniform. But what she does at the bottom of that outfit is where it gets really interesting. She's been spotted in everything from embroidered Turkish slippers to classic leather boots to simple sandals in summer. And the shoe always feels like a deliberate choice rather than a default. Here's the thing, most women do, and I say this with love because I used to do it too. We find one pair of comfortable shoes and we wear them with everything. And there's nothing wrong with comfort, nothing at all. But Linda shows us that the shoe is actually one of the most powerful accessory decisions you can make because it tells people whether you got dressed with intention or just got dressed. You don't need 20 pairs of shoes for this. You might just need 2 or 3 that each bring a completely different energy. A structured leather boot that says put together, a softer slipper or a loafer that says effortlessly cool, and maybe one beautiful sandal for warmer months. The key is that the shoe should feel like it's in conversation with the rest of the outfit, not just sitting there quietly on the floor hoping nobody looks down. If you're someone who tends to default to the same pair every day, I'd encourage you to start there. Just try switching the shoe and see what happens to the whole outfit. I think you'll be amazed. Now, everything I've shown you so far, most women could figure that out with enough time and a good eye. But rules 4 and 5 are different. These are the ones that took Linda decades of living in Paris and working alongside some of the greatest names in fashion to really understand. And honestly, these are the two that I think will change your approach to accessories entirely. Number 4, using accessories to create a single focal point, not a collection of distractions. This is the one that separates Linda from almost every other woman you see on the street, and it's deceptively simple. Linda never lets more than one accessory compete for your attention at the same time. If she's wearing a beautiful statement scarf, the earrings will be tiny and understated, or she won't wear any at all. If she's wearing a striking pair of earrings, the neckline stays clean and uncluttered. She creates one point of interest, and then she protects it by making sure nothing else is fighting for the eye. And this is something that French women in general seem to understand instinctively, but rarely explain to anyone outside their circle. It's not about wearing less because you have less. It's about wearing less because you understand that the eye needs somewhere to land and rest. When you give someone too many things to look at, they don't actually see any of them. But when you give them one beautiful thing to notice, that's the moment you look truly elegant. So here's what I'd suggest. Next time you're getting dressed and you feel like something is missing, instead of adding another bracelet or another necklace, try removing one thing. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that's actually the secret. The most stylish women in the world aren't the ones wearing the most. They're the ones who know exactly what to leave out. And that brings us to number 5, which is honestly the reason I wanted to make this entire video. Number 5, treating accessories as an act of self-expression, not decoration. And I want to slow down here for a moment because this one goes deeper than fashion. Linda Wright moved from Texas to Paris decades ago and built an entire life and career in the fashion world. She worked as a fashion editor, she apprenticed with Ralph Lauren, and eventually she took over a beautiful little cashmere boutique called Crimson Cashmere, tucked between the Seine and the Champs-Élysées. And through all of that experience, all of those years of being around the most beautifully dressed women in the world, the philosophy she arrived at is remarkably simple. She once said that she replaces the word style with the word look, because style is everlasting, but a look is just for the day. And I think that's one of the most liberating things I've ever heard about getting dressed, because what it means is that your accessories aren't supposed to define you permanently. They're supposed to reflect how you feel right now, today, this morning. The scarf you choose, the earrings you reach for, whether you wear a watch or leave your wrist bare. These are tiny, daily acts of self-expression, and they matter. Not because anyone else is judging them, but because you are telling yourself every single morning that you are worth the effort of being intentional. And I think that's something a lot of us lose sight of as we get older. We start dressing for convenience or invisibility, and we forget that getting dressed with care is not vanity. It's self-respect. It's you saying, I'm still here, I still have something to express, and I'm going to do it beautifully, even if it's just a Tuesday morning at the market. Linda Wright, at 70-something years old, puts on her jeans and her cashmere and her one perfect scarf and walks through the streets of Paris looking like the most confident version of herself. And that, more than any specific product or technique, is the real accessory trick. The confidence to show up as exactly who you are and know that it's enough. That woman who stops you in your tracks, not because she's wearing something extraordinary, but because everything she's wearing feels exactly right. She's not wearing more than you. She just knows what to leave out, and she knows that every piece she kept is telling the truth about who she is. The question is, what will you reach for tomorrow morning? And more importantly, what will you have the confidence to leave behind? Now, if you loved Linda's approach to accessories, I think you are really going to enjoy next week's video, because we're looking at another woman who takes this same less is more philosophy and applies it to color in the most unexpected way. And honestly, some of her choices are going to surprise you. All right, everyone, that is all I have for Linda Wright's accessory tricks that French women never share with outsiders. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe even a little inspiring. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is the one accessory you reach for most often that makes you feel like the most confident version of yourself? I'm so curious to know. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at @handleplaceholder. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.